Red Hot Takes. Red Hot Takes. Red Hot Takes. Red Hot.
Happy Thursday. Today is July 9, 2026. Welcome to Red Hot Takes. I'm Brandy.
I'm Trina.
And we are the
Red Hot
Ladies.
Welcome back to another episode. Portage County's premier morning show at night. Here we go.
Starting early today.
Woo! Broadcast live from the beautiful studios at Create Portage County. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our Red Hot Takes on our YouTube channel.
It's free.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I should add that on there to my verbiage.
Some people don't know.
Thank you, Brande. You can also download our weekly episodes on Spotify, iTunes, and other major platforms. Today's show, we're not there yet.
I was just going to take a drink, but okay.
Well, we could talk about our beautiful drinks tonight. Our non-alcoholic beverages.
No booze.
Well, not yet. We could maybe down the road if we have an after show that
There's no booze in these.
It's
That's the point.
But they're magical. So Emmy J's is a local coffee shop bringing you freshly in-house roasted coffee weekly since 2003, offering you a wide selection of coffee and many other refreshments. They have not one, but two locations, one in downtown Stevens Point and one, the Emmy J's Coffee Vault in Park Ridge by me. A newer summer drink menu has started, and let me tell you, I did repeat and get the infamous amazing drink that I've been drinking, and I even stopped on the weekend for those of you that got to get a sneak peek of my socials. And let me tell you, it is my dragon fruit elderberry, I think it's called. It was so delish.
What's infamous about it?
Here we go. All right, next. Today's show is also brought to you by the Maher Water Corporation. They started their business on Main Street in Stevens Point in 1950, Brandy. They are family operated for 3 generations and now going on 4. Pretty impressive. Maher provides your water treatment needs, servicing families in their homes. They are North Central Wisconsin's trusted name in water, serving Wisconsin for over 76 years. Holy smokes. All right, so I'm excited about this week's Construction Chaos that will be brought to you by, which will fit in well with our guests this evening. The city of Stevens Point is bringing you our Construction Chaos. The only, it still kind of
Still catches you off guard.
the only municipality that tears up multiple thoroughfares all at the same time. Let her rip, Brandy.
In this week's Construction Chaos, the Orange Barrels are not taking the week off. On the south side of the city, Business 51 remains closed from the McDill Pond Causeway to Michigan Avenue. Later this month, that closure will expand from Post Road to Nabel Street, with the Nabel intersection staying open. On the north side, work is now underway between Briggs and Franklin on Division Street and is expected to last about 6 weeks. Elsewhere, the Michigan Avenue underpass remains closed through September. 4th Avenue at the UWSP campus is closed through mid-August, and West Scott Street is expected to close later this month with limited driveway access during construction. The city says the Green Avenue reconstruction project is finished, and Division Street near Main and Clark could be repaved later this year if the funding holds. In other words, if your GPS says you've arrived, double check. It might just be another barricade. Check SP Metro Wire for the latest Portage County road construction.
It's only going to get funner. Welcome to July. I don't know.
Funner?
I don't know. I'm being sarcastic.
I don't know if that's a word. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to say what it's really becoming, but anyway, we'll use that word for the evening, folks. All right. Hottest news stories of the week is going to be brought to you by the amazing, I'm going to say Wagyu Burger is where?
Oh, we love the Wagyu Burger at Rookie Sports Pub.
Oh, it was just so delish. Please visit them. They are currently in the midst of this wonderful construction chaos on Business 51, and they were always open during this very busy construction season, and their kitchen will be ready to go from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So please visit Rookie Sports Pub and actually all the businesses over there because, we got to support those businesses while that road construction is going on. All right, our hottest news stories of the week, and we are going to start right off with somebody who's going to be right next door to us. The Door to Dreams housing project cleared another hurdle this week. The Stevens Point Plan Commission approved the final subdivision plat. Cannot talk for today, for the Sisters Meadow development on Maria Drive, bringing the project one step closer to construction. And I'm excited about this one. What a cool thing to do. The nonprofit plans to build an inclusive neighborhood for adults and intellectual and developmental disabilities, and anchored by the Burrard Gathering Lodge. The project now heads to the Common Council on July 20th for the final approvals, and groundbreaking is expected later this summer. Our guest can maybe chat about this one. City Hall Stevens Point will hold a ceremonial groundbreaking Friday morning for its new City Hall. Even though construction has already begun, crews are grading the Ellis Street site to keep the project on schedule, but city officials say the ceremony marks the official start of the project that's been decades in the making. The new City Hall is expected to open around July 1st, and next year is designed to serve the city for generations to come. And the groundbreaking begins at 10 a.m. and is open to the public. So if you have nothing to do, head on down and check it out.
And we have 2 exclusive stories this week.
Oh.
Our feature story for the week: could two-way traffic be coming back to downtown Stevens Point? City leaders will get an updated traffic study Monday night examining whether portions of Main, Clark, Water, and Centerpoint Drive could be converted from one-way to two-way streets. The original 2022 study recommended only partial conversions, but several major redevelopment projects have changed the landscape since then, prompting the city to take another look. We'll break down the consultants' updated recommendations and what they could mean for downtown businesses, drivers, and pedestrians. The Board of Public Works meets at 6 p.m. Monday in the community room of the Stevens Point Police Department. The meeting is open to the public. And another big story, just breaking this afternoon, Stevens Point leaders will consider a financing proposal Monday night that could pave the way for a major aerospace manufacturing expansion. Firecrest Aerospace wants to renovate a building in the Industrial Park Road area to manufacture engines for unmanned aircraft, a project the company says could create 95 full-time jobs within the next 3 years. City officials say the proposed $10 million bond financing would be repaid entirely by the company with no taxpayer dollars at risk. The Finance Committee also meets Monday night. I encourage you to check out spmetrowire.com in the morning for the full story. How is it that we're so ahead of schedule tonight, Trina? Did we miss something?
I don't know, no, but great. Now I have a meeting to attend. This one-way to two-way, good heavens. I'm going to be talking to maybe I'm going to bring on the guests sooner.
We can do that.
Because I don't think, I could see maybe changing downtown. I can see but are they talking about like in front of my house and everywhere else?
Well, I guess you're just going to we shouldn't tell people where we live, but I think that's something you'll need to find at the meeting. Trina is technologically illiterate.
Oh, no.
And you should see how she's freaking out over here.
Not good, people. Here we go. Well, I'm just going to bring our guest on because I want to make sure that we have some good information on this. So tonight's guest is serving his 3rd term on the city council in the 8th district of the city. He currently serves on the Finance and Public Works committees and is someone I can call my dear friend and the one and only Mr. Dean Shuda.
Thank you, ladies.
No, thank you, and please talk to me. Let's get right into it. We don't have no other further ado. What are they? No, I can't. Nope. We gonna talk about it right away from the gate.
Well, I don't think it's fair to point to nail one lone council member on issues that only just came out this afternoon. I'm a journalist. I have ethics, Trina.
I will wait.
Should look it up in the dictionary sometime.
I will wait, but get ready. It's coming, Brandy.
What's coming?
This two-way. Now I have another meeting I need to attend. Can you shed any light on it? Just don't listen to her.
It's a study. It's a study that was initiated a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and they gave some preliminary thoughts and so forth, but things have changed in the last year and a half. So they were commissioned again about 9 months ago by the Finance
Which
Committee.
is
and they're
exactly
just
what
going
I
to-
just said.
which they're going to give us a report on what they think. And I had the same thoughts regarding the two-way that I heard you display your uneasiness about it, and I have the same
I mean,
uneasiness about it.
for a
but
section-
we got to hear what they have to say.
There's a
first.
section of the city that I can say right now it should not happen due to, where PJ Jacobs is. And that would be,
where you are.
yeah, that would be kind of interesting. I mean, we've already got accidents on that end. So I guess I have meetings to attend. It's
Well,
gonna be good.
I drive that intersection at least a dozen times a day. I think they need to change the timing of those lights
Yeah.
because I
Amen.
think I can objectively say that the yellow is just way too short.
Yeah.
I'm not a traffic engineer, although I do understand that
You were at
at
the Holiday Inn last
various
night?
points throughout history, the Stevens Point City Council has gone engineer shopping until they found one who agreed with them. I would never do that. I don't think Mr. Shuda would ever do that.
Absolutely
But
not.
I think as someone who's driven that area several times a day, I think we could look at the timing of that light and probably a couple other lights throughout the community. Would probably make
That's gonna be our next poll. You
big
leaving?
difference. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I there's that intersection at Water Street and Nabel by the school bus garage, where it kind of turns into HH. That was flashing red for years, and now it's not. Now it's stop and go lights, and the traffic backs up like crazy because of all the traffic that's coming off of Business 51. I always felt like that was maybe not the best move forward, but
I'm pretty sure they did it because of the construction with all the traffic going down there.
I literally just said that.
No, but I mean like,
Sorry.
but I mean like, is that a good enough reason to do so? Because of that reason,
That was the reason the Public Works Department gave.
And
Right.
then eventually, after the construction, it's going to be a four-way
Stop. Which I think that's a great idea. It's either that or a flashing red.
or a
but afterwards, I
roundabout.
think-
Maybe we could put a roundabout there.
Genuflect when you say that. Let's not even get into that.
Wait, I'm on Facebook. I'm a commenter today.
Are you an expert on
What
Facebook?
about roundabout? What about some bike lanes? I'm on
Don't
a roll.
mention bike lanes on
I'm on a
Facebook.
roll. I'm on a roll today.
Why don't we're getting ahead of ourselves?
Yes.
Why don't we tell the community who's watching, give a little bit of background about yourself. Where you're from, the area. You went to Spash, I think, right?
Yep. I'm a pointer from the get-go, and so I've been around for 63 years. Hopefully a couple more years yet, but from the east side, and that's where I'm representing now. So I've been there all of my life, just about, and serving the third term, which I would have never bet on 10 years ago. I would have never bet that I would be doing this, but it's interesting. It's frustrating at times, but hopefully I'm doing my part, and that's what it's all about.
And a little birdie also told me part of the reason why you might have ran for office was because of this one.
Oh God.
What was that conversation I ended up catching my ear on?
That's interesting. Well, what it started was the conversion of 4-lane to 2-lane on Highway 66, which Stanley Street, and right
Stanley
across from the business that I worked at for many years, and went to some meetings that were predominantly 150 to 2 for one way, and just felt like we weren't being listened to at all, and the frustration. And then somehow I started talking with Brandy. I worked with Brandy because of things that we had to put in the newspaper.
Sure.
Obituaries per se, and just got off track of that, and discussed some things regarding city and Portage County government, and the fire got kind of lit a little bit, and lo and behold, I ran 5 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
I think we can blame Brandy for this one
Yeah.
because that's one thing I'm bringing up today
Yeah.
too. I feel like you're in the firing lane these days.
I feel like that's when I started to skew, for lack of a better word. It was that Stanley Street project. It was like I can look at this objectively and say something's not right here. And for me, that was my remark earlier, talking about engineer shopping by the city council, which is exactly what the city council at that time had done. They found an engineer who supported their beliefs, and the reason Scott Badoon at the time, the city's public works director, did a survey, and they found that the biggest concerns about Stanley Street or 66 was crossing at Green in Minnesota, and that going down to a single lane in each direction would not solve that one bit.
That was before my time.
Sure.
I have no comment on that because I have no knowledge of that, to be honest with you.
Right. And I'm not asking you to
Sure.
comment on that. That was you didn't have any say in that decision. But I still, every time I drive it, I still see some of the same concern. People still have a tough time crossing at those two roads. And every time I drive down that, I kind of gets my ear up a little bit driving down that road because it was a complete waste of money. We bought a striper that we don't really use for certain things, and here we are.
What I have found is there's a lot of street projects, different things that in order to get grants, you have to do certain things
Sure.
dictated by the higher ups.
Bike lanes and so on.
Boulevards, the whole ball wax this past year, Country Club Drive, that was redone. The first proposal for that reconstruction, even though it's Town Hall, but the city of Stevens Point agreed to do that road because of the bridge many years ago, when it has to be repaired, that Stevens Point would take care of it. There was a big grant involved in that. And when we first started, the thought was they were going to take all the trees along the number one hole of the country club. And my immediate reaction is, why? And it was to put a boulevard in, a walking path, bike path, widen the road a little bit for safety reasons. And I said, getting hit by a white ball off of a tee is a safety concern also. And if you get rid of all these trees, some people are going to get hurt. Well, eventually, not as many trees, in fact, very little got moved. But the first reaction was, we don't care. And that's not, the city wasn't saying that, but the higher ups at the state level, the grant level and stuff basically said they wouldn't even
Consider it.
Right. Yeah. So it's very odd how sometimes in order to get something done, you have to follow certain rules that don't make a lot of sense.
Sure.
And also,
To the people locally anyway.
yeah, and also speak loud and get support and speak why you're doing what you're doing and why you feel the way you do, before people just make assumptions.
What are some things that surprised you after you were elected? Some things about serving or some things about how government ran or whatever it was?
Surprises. Sometimes it gets frustrating because it takes so long to get things done. You can't just react. And when you know something is wrong, you can't change it quickly, which I probably should have known, but it's even worse than I thought in that respect. And the other thing is how things move through. Like I represent the 8th district, but I'm voting on everything within the city of Stevens Point. And to try to get knowledge for the whole city from all the different, public works, finance, parks, there's a lot to know.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to be knowledgeable enough. And I go to a lot of meetings.
I see you at
Even-
every single one. Yeah.
Even the committees that I'm not on, I try to attend either physically or on Zoom. And I'll be honest, it took me 14 months before I could get my head around
Sure.
what should I be looking for? What direction do I go before I felt confident enough to even
Make a
really-
vote or a decision.
yeah, I mean, I sometimes I made votes, and you rely on the directors to do their job and to present it correctly. And I believe that they all do. I don't think there's anybody there that's trying to hurt the city of Stevens Point
Sure.
or anything, but everybody's got different ideas. And that first year was very difficult. And I felt very uneasy sometimes. And that's why I ran a second time, because like my wife said, you finally know something. Why would you quit now?
Right.
So that's led into the third term here. And
But I think that first term, it was a different council. There was some controversy at that time that we don't necessarily see today. Some very strong opinions. Some of the ideas were a little bit like, what?
I think
What?
I think one thing that's really stands out to me is I've been to many city things in the last 2 years at least for something I've been following along with the city. And I'd be at, meetings and I'm like, oh my gosh, Dean's logged in. Oh my gosh, Dean, he's at another meeting. Does Dean Shuda not have a life? Like, I think one thing I want to make loud and clear is you go above and beyond not only, having a family business for 59 years. Oh, I don't know where she's going.
Whoop.
I'm kind of getting
I
worried.
hit the backdrop.
What's
Sorry.
going on over here? But I think you're being a business owner in a family-run business for 59 years. It really sets you're just a great example of somebody who looks above and beyond and inside and outside of everything. And you're everywhere when it comes to meetings. And I really respect that about you, that you really want to hear what these subcommittees, I don't know what their technical but committees. You really go above and beyond, and it's unbelievable.
well, there's other alders that also do that.
Oh,
And I don't
yeah,
wanna
I'm not
take
just
anything away
saying
from
just
what,
you,
what
yeah.
they all do, but I try.
Yeah.
I try my best, and I just feel a lot more comfortable
Knowing.
attending. And then what I try to also do is follow up, and either with the director or with my other alders. I did not drink coffee before I became an alder.
And
believe it or
do
not,
you
I
do
was,
now? Is
I
that
was
what
the
you're saying?
last
Oh,
funeral director in the
wow.
nation not to drink coffee. But now that's where all alders meet, is at coffee shops. And so now I do coffee, but we can only meet one-on-one.
And even then, sometimes it's because you have the whole negative quorum, and I'm kind of I'm going to be the curmudgeon here. I'm sorry, I'm going to be
There
the
we
curmudgeon.
go.
I appreciate that you say he's gone above and beyond. I have a great deal of respect for you, but I feel like you're doing what you should do in this role. And I do know Mr. Christensen and Mary Kneebone are also very, very regularly at committee meetings.
Yeah, so maybe I should have reworded that. I'll agree with you. You're not being the curmudgeon on this one.
Damn,
But I
have to
mean,
try harder.
I have seen in the past where there are city people who, I don't know.
The city people who just show up and vote.
Yes.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
They just,
and do not go above. So another thing, I've called other electeds. They don't usually call me back, or depending upon who it may be, or this one called me back that night. Sorry, I missed your call, and it was regarding something I was really working hard on in the city. And I know which respected city council members did call me back, and some never did.
Well, you're a big personality,
Okay,
so you're
thanks,
a lot
Brandon.
to deal with.
Hey,
I'm
well,
just saying.
and it wasn't even in your district. So thank you, sir, for doing that.
You are,
I do have a little bit more of an advantage, I think, being a hometown person. That I do get called from people from other districts, and it's not because the other alders aren't working hard
Oh,
or anything,
no.
but I'm a familiar face that's been around a long time, so I do get a number of calls from outside my district, and usually it's just we just kind of talk through things and explain things. That's the biggest thing, is to explain what's really happening.
Yeah.
Because it's not always just black and white when we have votes.
Right.
Yeah.
One of your fellow council members, I can't use the word alder.
Alderperson.
I just can't. It's too.
City council member.
It's too Orwellian. You're like an unperson when I'm calling you an alder.
Elected.
You're a council member.
Yes.
Councilman, councilwoman, alderman, alderwoman. That stuff I can do, but the alder is too sterile. You have a very interesting relationship, and I don't mean anything inappropriate when I use the word relationship, with Mary Kneebone,
Oh my goodness. I
who
love
represents the 7th District.
her. Love Mary.
And your personal politics and personal viewpoints don't always align. You come from different backgrounds and belief systems, and you guys joined together for a public endorsement not long ago. Can you talk about that a little bit?
What I can say is I try to listen to everybody, no matter if I disagree or not. I mean, I have a lot of coffee with a lot of people that when people see me and then they see me later, you were having coffee with who? Just because I feel a need to, that I might be thinking of things a little bit differently than they would, but want to hear them out. And it just works to listen. And on that case, Mary and I agreed on supporting person. And so I have no problem with that. I mean, Mary works hard. We don't agree on a lot of things,
Sure.
but we do have a lot of fun together. She likes to call us Gracie and George.
Oh my
lot.
God.
And,
Never heard that. It's so good.
and,
I know.
What?
No, you never heard that she said that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
So,
I have a-
people catch us laughing together a lot
Yeah.
at meetings and stuff. She's got a great sense of humor and an infectious laugh, and we do, I think, enjoy each other's company. And if we do agree on something, why can't we go at it together? And
I think people
and
were
for the
shocked
betterment?
because you're looking at the left and the right coming together, and it, a lot of these things probably shouldn't be, I don't want to say political, but,
They
like
should
a-
all be for the betterment of
Yeah.
the community
Yeah.
of Stevens Point,
Yeah.
Portage County. I wish we could have just a American party,
Yeah.
where everybody's working to be better and stuff. Brandy, your red hot take last week was perfect. It
Yeah.
was great. I wish that was on
Thank you.
a lot of walls
Yeah.
in schools and city hall and stuff.
It was beautiful.
It is. It was fantastic. And unfortunately, there are people out there that don't care for you. There are people out there
there's
that
a
don't
list.
care. Okay. That unfortunately, I just wish they would listen to that. And I don't know how you can disagree with it, to be honest.
Sure.
So I think people need to realize too, and I bring this back to the show time and time again, it's a respect thing. It's we're normal human people. We're all going above and beyond to do what we can to better ourselves, the community. And it's just sad, I mean, this could kind of, here we go, segueing.
If Trina and Brainy can get along, if we can find common ground.
Should we have this conversation? Look at
I
Carl.
just
Carl is dying because
Is he?
he is, because she isn't always left.
Oh.
And oh my God, this is
Doctor, you recall WKRP in Cincinnati, the wonderful show from the 1970s, and Howard Hessman, Dr. Johnny Fever, and I remember that. I got the prescription for you right here, and that's how I see our PA over there, Dr.
PR.
Carl. PA. He's a PA.
he is not a physician's assistant.
You just shut up.
I'm sorry, I worked in the emergency department, so that's the way it rolls when she says that for me. Anyway, but-
He's. I got a fever, and I need more Dr. Carl. Dr. Carl is our PA.
It's good to see him laugh.
extraordinaire who does everything he can to make us look and sound wonderful, and we appreciate him. So
Yeah, I have right now, everybody works well together. I cannot say I think the city council's doing a really good job. And I really think the people in the community need to realize there's a whole protocol and things that you guys follow through and need to do. You don't just get up there and you're like, oh, we don't want a coffee shop. So let's lead into that. I kind of want to talk a little bit about a comment. I saw you on Facebook, which, okay, here we go. I am getting really frustrated with things in the community. The city council is Stevens Point. They just, I mean, there was some pretty disturbing comments most recently.
They weren't disturbing.
Well, to me, I mean, okay. Regarding the sale of a lot, we used to call Cooper Motors, in which they came down pretty hard on you guys, the whole city council in one. Again, imagine that. Nobody wanted this coffee shop there. And when reading these comments, I'll be honest, it was disturbing. I really think it was. And it's not fair to all of you or right when the public doesn't read the story in the entirety and always point the finger in the wrong direction, so to speak.
Well, I just to make a point.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like, first of all, if we're talking about the people of Facebook,
Yeah.
consider the source.
Yeah.
I also feel like you're absolutely right. People should be educating themselves about an issue before popping off on it.
Yeah.
They should be reading the story. If they don't want to read one publication, go to another publication.
Right.
Oh, wait, nobody else covered it. I'm sorry.
Right. But I mean,
But I feel like the public has a I would almost argue a responsibility
to do their
to
homework.
but also to hold an elected accountable.
Oh, okay. I agree, but I agree to a point. This was a completely, they see the headline and they run with it.
Yes, you're
Headline
absolutely right.
ran.
It's
boom.
redonkulous.
The city council started tagging the
It's an
city government
embarrassment.
page. Okay, so Mr. Dean Shuda, I love what you said
She's
and
really hung up on this comment.
and how
I just
you
have to tell
responded.
She's been talking about it
Yes,
for days.
I feel like anybody on our city council shouldn't have to, I don't want to say stoop to that level. I mean, I love what you said. It was so respectfully beautiful. Would you care to talk a little bit about this? I'm on a roll. Well, first off, maybe.
What social media has become is a lot of people being able to make statements and not really picking up information as a whole and the bits and pieces like the headlines and so forth. And they've stopped asking questions. Mm-hmm. Instead, they make statements. And walking the streets and so forth, not walking the streets, but, when I'm out and about, and people ask, I should say 50% of them ask and 50% of them make a statement to me. And then when I start to
Explain.
declog everything, that usually helps the situation. We might still not agree, but at least they understand it a little bit better. And in that case, we weren't voting for the coffee shop. We were voting for if they did the 12 things necessary for a conditional use. Our staff thought they did. In analyzing it from my perspective, they did. I didn't feel that I could say no to that.
And for clarity, you guys are really kind of restricted, and
Mm-hmm.
we can't vote it down just because we don't like the kind of business it is.
Right. Yeah.
And who am I? Okay, if Seven Brew thinks they can make money being the 5th coffee shop within 2 blocks, okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the parcel is still for sale. Mm-hmm. Somebody some of the people that on Facebook would say, I'd rather have this, I'd rather have that. You can open one.
Right.
The people that own those franchises haven't come by to buy the place from the people that own it now. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they will at some point, but right now they haven't.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And I'm sorry, especially, with our city council members, that just was like, oh my gosh, we're all human. We're all people.
I'm not sorry. Let me qualify that statement, okay?
Okay.
I'm not being this terrible witch. I
Remember,
think
people don't like you.
there are plenty of people who don't like me. Hello. I feel like just about anyone who, what is that? It's a quote from Thomas Jefferson, and it's something to the effect of, no man who ever attained the office of president would ever congratulate another man for having achieved it, or something to that effect. And I think everyone knows they're going to run for public office. They're kind of putting them a target on their back in some ways, and they're going to be dealing with certain people. And it stinks, no doubt.
And quite frankly, it's getting very scary in the fact that people are not running for office.
Oh, that's an interesting
point.
point.
I mean, all this, we're talking about us getting attacked and stuff. Okay, I'm considering running, and I'm looking at it and going, why would I want to do that?
Yeah, why
Sure.
put yourself
Why would
out there?
I mean,
Yeah.
Hopefully, and I truly believe everybody on the council is there for the purpose of making everything better. But then to get attacked for it,
Yeah.
and to attend the amount of meetings that we should be going to,
Sure.
Which I believe we do, and then get attacked for it, makes people, and it's proven. I mean, nobody ran against me.
Yeah.
Well, I
my
think there's a
third term.
reason for that. I think people in your district seem to be pretty happy with the representation they're getting.
I hope so. I try. I don't get a lot of calls, but when I get a call, I try to do my very best as quickly as possible, because it's important to them.
Sure.
It's important to them, whether there's a light out at the
Yeah.
corner stop, or the toughest one is when the tax bills come out.
Did you get any calls on that this past year?
Yeah,
And what do you? Well, I imagine some are quite hot, and maybe they're yelling or they're very animated.
I haven't been scorched.
Wow.
By anybody. We'll talk, and then I've gone over to a number of homes and sat down and talked with them, and a lot of them are the older generation of late 70s, early 80s. They've been in their home for 40 years, and I built this home for $130,000, and now you're telling me it's worth $405. It's not worth $405, but you're taxing me for $405, and it's tough. It's tough. These people, are on the limited incomes, and it's scary going forward. Municipalities in general, everything has gone up so much for us to fix the roads and everything else, to try to tell them, but you can sell it for $405. Well, I don't want to. So there's a quandary right there. And municipalities 10 years from now, you think it's tough now. I don't know where it's going to go. Municipalities' future is going to be very tough, because you taxing people out of their homes that are older.
And we have a full-time police department, fire department, parks department. Not all municipalities have those. They're almost luxuries.
We're short 2 police officers for the last umpteen years.
First elected to come out and offer that information up. No one's trying to hide it, but you're the first one to recognize, and I bet you got a couple officers who are like, yes, finally, someone on the city council hasn't forgotten us.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, that when it's recommended, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
And we still haven't fulfilled it?
Well, what about their garage?
They filed for the grant. It was turned down last year. We filed again for the grant, and
You are on top of it,
okay.
Trina. One thing, I'm shocked.
One thing you'll learn about me on this show tonight is I watch and I listen, or I participate. Look at Carl. I watch, I listen, I participate, and I do have to make another comment, backtracking a little bit. Walking into a public coffee shop, I see 2 city alders sitting there that's another thing. I've met with probably most of them.
We're not going to mention their names.
No.
Right, okay.
No, heavens no. I even this past and now the news, I've met with many of them on separate occasions about separate topics. That's their own time. They're taking out of work. They have full-time jobs, most of them, and that's a huge respect to me. I mean, I don't care if we agree on everything, but that just shows me what kind of a representative you really are. Walking in tonight, again, I'm like, and it's just amazing the stuff that you guys do on your own time that you don't need to do. Going to homes and listening to their concerns and saying what off of your heart, and it's unbelievable. It's just not, oh, I'm voted in and now I'm gonna. It's a process, and it's a lot. And I do watch, and so I do see what's going on in the city.
I just think
it
you're
or
way
not.
too easily impressed.
Oh, no, because I know what it takes. It's crazy. I've gone to some of these meetings and I'm like, oh my God, 11 o'clock at night was that city council. 11 o'clock at night. I was like, oh my
Well,
God.
sometimes I think what happens at a government meeting, not just city meetings,
No.
it could be an email.
Yeah.
You know, this conversation could have been an email. Why are we still here?
Sometimes, but when you get the public coming in and commenting, your meetings go a little bit longer.
You've never been to the town of Plover, have you?
Well, your sponsor, MEJ, is I'm at the vault
Me
so many times.
I love it
You
there.
know, and
Yeah.
I also try to meet with former alders, like, you know, David Plaisance, Lisa Johnson, and
Yeah.
I talk. We're trying to set
Jerry
up a meeting
Moore.
now. What's that?
Jerry Moore, sometimes you
Jerry
guys will
Moore,
talk,
I
yeah.
meet with, you know, Ralph Olson, I'm trying to get, you know, a meeting set up with, you know, people from the past, because it does circle around. I mean, why
Yeah.
should we go through the same things that they went through in 1985?
Yeah.
That there was a reason, just like my thing with the two-way. It used to be two-way. Then now they made it one way. I don't even know when they made it one way. I just know it was two-way way back when.
Well, I've been there
So they
30
had a
years,
reason to
so-
make it one way.
Yeah.
And now
Something
we
to
all
do
of a
with the
sudden
state
think it should
highway
be two-way
system or
again.
something.
It's like
I
we did this already.
I just say
So-
leave it, especially with the way that the traffic. I'll be attending some meetings. It's gonna get good. We'll be talking about it on the show.
But you
She's
definitely
like,
can,
"Oh, no."
you can learn from your past, and
Yeah.
if it can get us forward by learning from our past, I think it's a shame that we don't do that more.
Well, I think for me, you know, looking at the number of dollars that have been spent on this one particular, see if I can pull it up here real quick.
Oh no.
This study, this road study for downtown. You guys have spent a couple bucks on this. I know City Council back in 22. I want to say 120,000, and I think this time around this update was 60,000. I want to say that's coming out of TID 10, but it's still
Coming from someplace.
coming from someplace. And I have to wonder, you know, are we actually gonna? Of course, I can't find it. Are we gonna finally pull the trigger on something if the right kind of information comes out in this presentation? I mean, how many studies are we going to keep? There was a study on West River Drive and what we could do there. And
In
it's,
Century at a golf tournament, we had a study.
oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and now we have a facility study. So I feel your pain, because I'm not a study person where you pay somebody $60,000 to give you their opinion. I hope to grow up some way to be a consultant, because it sounds like
Definitely
a great gig.
a money-making enterprise, that's for sure.
But we have to get the information from somebody. I mean, the 11 of us we can't even talk together as a group,
Right.
except in a public forum.
And let's explain why. To the people who might not know, let's
Well,
explain why they're not allowed
Why
to
don't you
to
explain
talk
it to me as a media looking at
because
us?
they're under state statute you cannot have a you know, I put on the
One of
spot
those.
here.
Quorum. It's called a quorum.
Called a quorum. You can't have it's what is it, 2/3 of a body of an elected body together in the same place at the same time, because they could potentially vote on something
or talk. Yeah.
or discuss public matters outside a public venue. There are all sorts of rules about quorums, negative quorums, walking quorums. I mean, all
Yeah, so
kinds of things.
that's why
and
it's always one-on-one. I
and,
mean, I can't get two of them together and sit down.
yeah.
there's something there about the Stanley Street. For me, Stanley Street was a watershed moment in city history, because we decided, by we I mean people on the city council, decided they wanted to do this, and they were going to switch 4 to 2 on Stanley Street. They weren't going to call it a road diet. They were going to call it a lane reduction. And it's a safety issue. And the main person who was pushing this, and I will say his name because he wrote a white paper about it, was David Shore from District 2. And they walked into that final meeting with the motion typed up already. And he had like 30 copies, and they were handing it out, and people were so, I don't know if you were there. That
Yes, I was.
People were very upset. They're like, you're kidding. You have it already. You haven't even listened to us yet. And the white paper that came out after that vote was just such a slap in the face, I felt, because he plainly said it in his paper. We did it to prove we could. All you got to do is wear people down. And I had to read it a couple times, 25 pages. I had to read it a couple times because I can't possibly, this can't possibly be what he really wrote. I must be imagining things. And I think that might be where some of these Facebook comments are coming from. People still remember that. People still remember some of those public meetings that weren't really held by the city, but they kind of looked and felt and smelled like a city meeting, talking about the importance of bicycle lanes. And I think to some degree, a lot of people still kind of live there in that moment.
Well, and then you go to the referendum vote to stop South Side,
Sure.
too. I mean, the government outlasted the people. Whether that it's good or bad, this ultimate decision, whether, I'm not saying good or bad on that in this forum, but they essentially outlasted the referendum and the people. The people just couldn't keep doing it.
And the people who pushed that referendum, who brought that referendum forward, all three have since sold their businesses. Puro Clean is sold. Flat Off's Gold Key is closed. He's selling the
gone.
property. And Bill Cooper sold the gas station. So that corridor, I think, is going to look really, really different in
It
another
does
5
already.
or 10
Just,
years.
Yeah, going through there, it's not going to be the same.
Well, it'd be great if the construction crews would stop hitting sewer and gas lines. Yeah. That's not very
Back to
good.
construction chaos.
Well, indeed.
I just feel bad for those business owners. You know?
Yeah, guys. So, if you're on the South Side, go patron those businesses. Those are small business owners. They keep our community running. Whether it's Ranchitos, who is not a sponsor, but they have great food. I think you should go take your Tums. But, you should definitely go check out Ranchitos. If you have pets, there's Bow Wow Meow out there.
Yeah.
And the amazing Wagyu burger that we just love.
Oh, it was
for
so
Rookies.
good. It was so
There
delicious.
are several great businesses down there who really, really need your support this
Yeah.
time, because it's definitely tricky for them to
And
keep
it's
their
just
doors
going to
open,
keep trickling down. The effect of other businesses, it's just going to keep going.
not all change is, a lot of people don't like change to begin with, but not all change is always the best change. I mean, I've gone through we talked about the Stanley Street 66 corridor. I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, it was 2-lane, just 2-lane. And then we went through to get it to 4-lane.
Right.
And now we have 2-lane with a turn lane. And
I'm wondering what your thoughts are, because I've heard this from a number of people that several years ago, Plover, before WISDOT handed over Business 51 to the village of Whiting and Plover, they redid it, and then they handed the keys over, and the villages are responsible for upkeep. The city decided to do it backwards, kind of. They, under a previous mayor, they took a buyout from the state, a ridiculously small amount in terms of dollars. But so the onus is on the city to bring that road up to code. When you look at what Business 51 is when WISDOT finished in Plover and Whiting, they were building for growth by widening the road, and there are 2 lanes on each side and raised medians in some areas. What are your thoughts on how that transition looks like from the city's southern end by Minnesota? Now it's going to be a 2-lane.
I lead the league in 10-1 votes.
That's a T-shirt there, Mr. Shuda.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, yes.
That's our business corridor. And one would think
I don't know.
you wanted to accommodate traffic.
I'm hoping, all the way through to the roundabout on 4th and Division, which was another one of my lonely votes. But I hope it all works out. I hope I'm completely wrong. I really do. But can't help feeling the way I do feel about
Yeah.
certain things there that are going on, and it is what it is, and just hope for the best.
I'm glad you brought up the roundabout because I would have if you hadn't. I reached out to WISDOT and a few years ago, and I'm like, there's got to be, surely you must have somewhere in the state of Wisconsin, because we have between 700 and 900 pedestrians, like the college students primarily, every day when college is in session. And I reached out to WISDOT and I asked, there's got to be another campus where you have a roundabout with
This is a good one. This is good.
That much traffic, that much foot traffic on the road, and it took them a couple weeks, but they came back and said no. I think the closest was either La Crosse or Madison, but it was actually physically on the physical campus, not anything next to the campus. Now we all know UWSP has long-term visions; they want the whole corridor, but I'm blown away with the idea of a roundabout there. And I think that mini roundabout on 2nd Street we should watch that before we add it somewhere else.
Define a roundabout for me.
I don't know if I can.
It's a continuous flow of traffic with people crossing the street.
That's interesting.
To me, there's a contradiction there, but I'm not an engineer. I'm not. I don't work for WISDOT, so.
Well, I think the argument has always been that there are the collisions in a roundabout are less severe.
Correct. That's what I keep hearing. Yes.
But metal on metal is one thing. Metal on skin
is another thing.
Is entirely.
And again,
break
hope
a
to
bone.
God I'm wrong on it.
Sure,
but,
so do I.
When if you've gone through the college, we have freshmen, sophomores coming in every year, new ones that like to read their phone as they walk, and
it's almost a zombie apocalypse.
Amen. Yeah. Well said.
It's
I like
not
that.
Just, it's not just freshmen or sophomores. It's
But I mean, they have to learn a new
route. Oh, sure.
A new route,
sure.
and they're at least the older ones have been through the block and everything else. The new ones don't know. They just assume everybody's going to stop. It's tough when you're moving all over the place, and then oh wait, I'm supposed to stop.
Sure.
In the continuous traffic flow.
There was a kid one day who was crossing at 4th, and he stopped, looked up, and I waved him, and he waved back. And I put my window down, and I said, "I will wait for you all day, young man, because you were respectful enough and observant enough. You stopped, you looked, you waved at me, and that's. I hope you do that when you drive too. Give the little wave when someone lets you through. Up. That I will wait all day for somebody like that.
I love that.
But you can see them. It's not just college students now. This is how people drive now.
Well.
They've got one hand on the wheel, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore.
I have a great spot that we can sit at and watch that.
YMCA?
Nope. My front yard.
Why on earth do we have a flash beacon at Franklin?
Oh, look at her.
Because if you recall, and this decision was made before you were on the city council. You're not an engineer. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. But if you remember, years ago, there was an electronic marquee in front of the Stevens Point Fire Department. Mm-hmm. And under Mayor Halverson, I believe, it was decided we were going to remove it. Or maybe it was early in Weese's administration. But the decision was made, this is too much of a distraction for motorists. We're going to take that sign out. And we replaced it with a rapid flash beacon for college students.
Of which last year I was heading east, and got to about the YMCA, and I saw this kid emerge around the fire department.
On foot.
On foot,
okay.
Walking. So I saw him right away, and I'm driving. Didn't even break stride as he crossed 4 lanes of traffic. And I had seen him, so I was already slowing down and just observing him. Didn't even break stride.
That's scary.
It is.
But when you throw into the equation the motorist
they're
who's
probably
like
just
this,
thinking, they have the right of way, and why should we look?
Now,
and
he may be right, but if he gets hit, it really doesn't matter anymore.
But did
That's
your
what
mama
surprised
always
me.
tell you versus 2,000 pounds of metal you're not going to win.
That's my dad told me when I first started riding a bike at 6 years old, 7. You might be right, but it doesn't matter if you're got hit and you're dead.
Right.
So it's amazing to me how they are just disregarding how heavy that metal is when you get hit, even at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Has there been any, to your knowledge, talks in city government about any kind of I am the last person who wants more legislation, but some kind of I know some cities have put in an ordinance that prohibits you from distracted walking. Just to address the cell phone
No,
issue.
but I
heard of
have
anything
one.
like
I
this?
have not.
Okay.
I have not.
I want this moratorium for these data centers. I really would.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I am with you, but they're not going to build a data center in Portage County.
Oh, I hope not.
Because there's no space because of all the solar fields. Duh.
I hope not.
That's where all the solar farms are going.
I hope not.
There's no room for data centers.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that.
And if high schoolers keep using ChatGPT, they'll just have to focus on, I don't know what. I don't know where I was going with that. But
Mayor Wiesa even went on record 6 months ago or so, and he said, tried to quell that right away too. So
Yeah.
Well, it's my understanding that the Public Service Commission has a wide berth when it comes to some of these issues, including solar farms. So, but yeah, I don't know where in Portage County they would have enough room for a data center.
Hope not.
I
Hold you
don't-
to it, Brandy.
Just
I'm so
calm
in
down,
depth
it's
in these
okay.
conversations. This is the first time I've ever really been quiet.
It's the first time you've ever paid attention?
I've just been really quiet because there's something
You're right. She has been very quiet. Oh my gosh.
I'm really like taking it all in, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, just be quiet. We'll be talking about more roundabouts and bike lanes. I'm sure it'll come up, but
I don't understand. I believe this was also before you were on the city council, but when the initial plans for Business 51 were approved by the council, there were members of the council who did not know what they had just approved. Because I would ask them, well, why can't we turn left at this location? You realize? Do you have any idea? Are you aware Jefferson Elementary is right? Do you have any idea how many people go down this road every day to pick up and drop off kids? And there was this blank stare. There was an unawareness, the disconnect. And if my kids were still in school, I'd be. Do you remember? I don't know. Back when the city made a decision to stop baseball diamond maintenance because of the recession. And I tell you what, the mothers who paraded their kids at every city council meeting and they were yelling and screaming and they were very angry. That would be me right now if my kids were still in elementary school. And I think a lot of people are going to act surprised. They're going to have the nerve to act surprised when the road is finally unveiled because they've been relying on maybe something other than news to get their information.
Well, and another thing, we talked about people not running and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought process is we've elected you. You're going to do the very best for us, so I don't have to worry about it. And unless it hits my back door and the back door hits me in the face, that's when the public usually reacts.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying attention on a daily basis.
yeah.
And without a daily newspaper, I know you have updates on a daily
But
basis.
a daily print, something that
that
really
they
connects.
can hold.
Yeah.
It's changed the landscape of the city
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much not covered.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Not only news but sports. I feel bad for the local high school athlete.
Absolutely.
I mean, you used to know who all the athletes were in all the sports. The days of Don Friday, and
Yeah.
Gene Kemeter,
Oh,
and stuff.
two
Yeah.
amazing local
Yeah.
reporters.
that
Oh,
you
well
knew what was
said.
going on all the time. And now it's, if I go to Facebook, I just picked up that bit of knowledge, which we just discussed is a 50-50 shot, whether it's even true or not.
Well, we've gotten a lot of, from some school districts, we've received concerns. Why aren't you covering our sports? And we would explain to them, your coaches are putting it on Facebook. we can't, it costs money. People cost money. We need a paycheck to do our job. And with our extremely, I like to use the phrase fully understaffed. We are fully understaffed at the Metro Wire. And we don't have the bodies. We don't have the people, first of all, who give a damn, who want to do it well and have personal pride.
For basically free.
Going on Facebook.
If you narrow it down, I mean, all the times I spend at council meetings and going around the community and chasing down
At all hours of the day,
tubers
sure.
on the Plover River and all kinds of stuff. I'm lucky if it comes out to minimum wage sometimes because it's so much work involved.
But I mean, I was, Don was a friend, and I worked with him at the American Legion baseball and stuff for years. And I'd go into going to that Journal office.
Yep.
It was huge.
It was really
huge
big.
and full of people all writing
busy
stuff.
and very busy
Very
too.
busy.
Busy,
Very
busy.
noisy.
It would be
And-
hard even getting a hold of someone over there. I remember those days.
No, Rosie would always answer the phone, but there was
I mean,
this
but
reporter, Patrick Thornton, who swore more than you do. I mean, this guy
I haven't
chain
sworn on the
smokes,
show yet. I can't believe.
chain smokes, red hair, total Irishman, drank like a sailor, cussed, and would make everyone blush. But he was like the quintessential news reporter, and there was 6 of us in the newsroom at the time.
There was a heartbeat in the city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a pretty place too.
And people would come in all the time to talk to the editor or Helen Youngworth, the publisher at the time.
Let them know what's going on.
And it was kind of a schmooze. They'd spend most of their day schmoozing, and we used to make fun of our editor. Oh, you get to go to another business council dinner,
or an event.
St. Michael's Foundation affair,
Or ribbon
But
cutting.
That's how you
you-
build
ex-
relationships.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's how people know who you are. And there's a story you got to cover. That is almost entirely gone. There's so few people left who do that, and finding young journalists and cultivating them and getting them. We don't even speak the same language. This younger generation and my generation. Forget about your generation. We're kind of we're kind of the partial analog, partial
I'm trying
digital,
to-
so we can kind of
Navigate a
decipher
little
for
bit,
both.
yeah.
But finding the communication is so important, and the skills they're not even taught anymore. And I would argue potentially they're never achieved because of the screen time. Kids are given so young.
I can't argue with that at all. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna botch his last name, but
Tom
Tom.
Kajowski.
So
Tomcat.
when there's a university event, UW like hockey, I'll always run into him or something, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, you go to the events and where's Tom?
Tom Kajowski was a longtime photographer for the Stevens Point Journal, for those who don't know.
Yeah, and so I would only run into him at hockey events, and you don't see that
He's
anymore.
got pictures of me playing softball when I was 11.
Oh my, he does. He's got some good ones of us
And
too in our
he
family.
still goes to cover Spash Michelli
Yeah.
events and sports and whatever. But
Yeah.
those things are gone.
Yeah, you don't see those photographers, at all the events.
Right.
And hey, no.
And that's a huge part. The Ben versus PJ's football game. They played each other
Yep.
once all year.
It was a big thing.
And it was a big thing over at
Yeah.
Turkey, and it was the front page of every newspaper, and it's gone. We can't even get the coaches to call us now and let us know when
Yeah.
the game is. So it
Or
all
talk
goes
to
on
it, yeah.
Facebook, though. It's all going to Facebook. So if you're going to take the precious readers that local news really desperately needs,
Yeah.
you're taking away our advertisers, our subscribers. Of course, we don't have people. It makes total sense we don't have people. If a certain elected who doesn't like me very much is successful in eliminating me, who will be left?
We'll be here just talking louder.
It'd be less fun, though.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be nearly as fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't thank you enough for who you are, what you represent, and everything
kind,
that
but-
I have seen you do and vote on. You truly are a representative in our community who truly, really, I'm not just saying you're the one and only, but listens to the voters and cares. Having Shuda Funeral Home was just a remarkable business and still near and dear to my heart and my family. So I thank you for running. I thank you for being who you are. And
Well,
You're-
I'm
Do you want to
very
give him
honored.
a
Thank you.
medal, Trina?
No, but
Or a
seriously,
hug or a
it's-
little
Oh my God.
participation
She always
award?
says-
Participation trophy, yes. That's what
We'll get-
if you know my coaching thing,
Well, let's see.
that
Who's
wouldn't go over very good.
Wait a minute. Who's coming on next from the city council? We had Mary Kneebone and now Dean.
I think there are some people in the city council who are unable to answer questions.
Oh, what?
I think there
Oh
are
my
some
God.
members of the there are some people in local elected office, period, who flip-flop. They kind of have that cocktail.
Spit my water across the table.
Why? They kind of have that cocktail personality. I'm going to agree with you to your face, and I'm going to agree with you to your face, but they're totally opposite. And we have a number of people in elected office who are like that. And not nearly enough news reporters holding them accountable. So I am grateful for people like Mr. Shuda, who has always been respectful to me and answers questions. And when he thinks I'm wrong, he has called me out. But he's done it respectfully in private. He didn't trash my name all over social media. You know who you are.
We're not looking at anybody out there.
No.
Well, thank you so much for coming
was a
on
pleasure.
today, and it was an
Yeah.
honor to
Pleasure.
have you. And you're welcome to stay. We have some amazing police and fire calls.
Not that amazing.
Well, you know,
Interesting, but not that amazing.
I don't think this week was as busy as a week as
Are
last.
you insane? Were you paying attention to anything that happened this week?
No, I'm talking about the one where we couldn't talk, and poor Chris Brooks had to finish our police and fire.
That wasn't even a real serious. Nobody got hurt. There was no fire. That was just
It
a
was-
guy.
It was a good one.
Who got-
It was a good one. Look at Dean's like,
On
I'm
that
out of here.
note, Good luck, ladies. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
your
so
new show
much.
and continued success.
Thank you,
very
thank
much,
you,
sir.
thank you. We'll keep watching, and I'm going to some more meetings in the city council.
God help us all.
Woo! Well, when Trina goes to meetings, it's a whole can of
Oh
worms.
man, if you're gonna talk at meetings, that means I have to cover you.
Oh, hey.
That
You didn't cover my Gerke Park stuff, did you? Oh, you did.
I did not.
Well, someone that works for
One
you
of our
did.
reporters did, but
And they
I
did a
not.
fabulous job. Are they still with you?
No.
Dang it.
It was
Darn
one
it.
of those situations where
She was wonderful.
you know, a lot of young people think they can just bash Trump or Biden or one side or the other, and they can make
Goodness
$85,000 a
gracious.
year. And
All right, leading with that. Bye, Dean. Woo! He was
you
wonderful.
really need to shout.
Yes,
that? That was
I did.
awesome.
I just adore that man. He does a wonderful job at what he does.
And now we all know that's what you think.
Oh, he's great. Well, you know, his family business, I'm just going to say 60 years, for goodness sakes. I'm still using the business, and he doesn't even own it. He sold it to an amazing new business owner, and they're doing a fine job.
You misspelled brisket in here.
I know, we were talking about it earlier. All right, police and fire calls this week is brought to you by Graffiti Sports Pub. Ooh, that's nice. He's stepping it up his game this week. Stevens Point's #1 bar with an outstanding pub and food with a party vibe fueled by sports on a large screen TVs with the
Amazing brisket.
Ooh, I'm excited about
There's
this
no
one.
Z in brisket, but okay.
We got this. All right.
Police and fire for this week. A Portage County judge has set a $10,000 cash bond for a Wausau man already awaiting trial on felony arson charges. Prosecutors say 24-year-old Eric Bloom violated the conditions of his release by drinking alcohol at the popular Mifflin Street block party in Madison in April, despite a court order requiring absolute sobriety. Bloom is accused of setting multiple fires inside a home on Main Street near the UWSP campus in April of 2024, displacing several roommates. No one was injured. Judge Michael Zell said bond conditions are orders, quote, not strong suggestions, close quote, and ordered Bloom to remain in custody pending posting the bond. His arson trial is scheduled for January. Elsewhere in Stevens Point, 2 gas leaks about 90 minutes apart prompted temporary evacuations Tuesday afternoon on Stevens Point's south side. The first happened when a construction crew struck a natural gas line on Church Street forcing firefighters to evacuate 4 nearby businesses while crews monitored gas levels. During that response, firefighters discovered a second unrelated gas leak inside Rookie Sports Club. No injuries were reported, and both leaks were quickly secured with help from Wisconsin Public Service. Elsewhere in the county, one person was hospitalized after a 3-vehicle collision Wednesday afternoon on Interstate 39 near the County B off-ramp in Plover. 2 people were evaluated at the scene and released. The third, a man, was taken to Aspirus Wausau Hospital with serious injuries, but he left the scene in stable condition. The crash backed up southbound traffic for nearly a mile while emergency crews responded, and the Portage County Sheriff's Office is investigating what caused the collision. Had a couple of fires this past week. A Plover family has been displaced after a child accidentally started a garage fire on July 3rd in a home on the 200 block of Crossbow Drive. Firefighters say used fireworks were discarded about 30 minutes after they were used in a garbage can inside an attached garage, igniting the blaze. You could see the flames for miles around. Firefighters prevented the flames from spreading to the rest of the home, but smoke and heat damage left it temporarily uninhabitable. No injuries were reported during the massive call, and the family is staying with relatives while the repairs are made.
Thank you, Brandy. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to the Red Hot Takes on our YouTube channel as well, where we go live every Thursday at 6, and who knows who we'll have on. You can also download our weekly episodes on Spotify, iTunes, and other major platforms. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for this week. I'm like, oh, what's going on with the pointer? How come we have different pointer colors? I like these little thingy dangers.
Well, yeah.
Kind of nifty swifty.
Buy them in a pack and they come in different colors.
I'm gonna let you let her rip on your red hot take for the week because I have a comment on it. We were both kind of typing up the same sort of kind of thing, so I was like,
without realizing it.
Yeah. So go ahead, Brandy, let her go.
Here's a news flash. Not every Facebook page has to be your digital cage match. Some page administrators want thoughtful discussion. Some want respectful disagreement. Some want to keep things family friendly because kids, grandparents, and advertisers read the comments. Others, they apparently enjoy turning the comment section into an open sewer where every post evolves into profanity, personal attacks, and human cockfighting with people screaming at each other like they've been trapped in a Walmart checkout line for 6 hours. If that's your thing, knock yourself out. Go be a maniac on somebody else's page. But don't come onto a page that has clearly posted rules, ignore every one of them, get yourself blocked, and then spend the next hour calling the administrator nonstop, screaming censorship. That's not censorship. That's called consequences. And if Facebook itself removed your comment because someone reported it or because its algorithm flagged it, don't call me like I'm Mark Zuckerberg's customer service department. I don't work for Facebook. I don't control Facebook. And I certainly can't explain why Facebook does what Facebook does. Here's an even crazier idea. If you have something important to say, stop relying on Facebook to be your entire personality. Write an open letter, start a blog, make a video, stand up at a public meeting. Start your own Facebook page where you can make every rule yourself. But please stop acting like losing access to someone else's comment section is the greatest civil rights crisis of the 21st century. The endless influx of information from social media only inhibits our imaginations. Slow down and try writing an open letter instead. It's a Facebook page, not a Supreme Court ruling.
That was good. I don't even know how to follow that.
Well, you said you had some things to say.
But it kind of leads into the comments section against our city council. I mean, I've worked with the city council on multiple issues and topics, and we're going to go back to it, the respect thing. I don't understand where that has gone these days. I don't understand where the hatred, the nastiness, like, oh my God, I have multiple people on my Facebook page that go to all different political realms of the world. I mean, really, and we're all friends, believe it or not. And I just am sorry to see that our city council in particularly keeps taking the daggers at specific things. So just remember, if you're on Facebook, you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know what kind of day they're having. Just be kind, be thoughtful. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. What happened to that? So I love all of you. And with that being said, what a great show today we had.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It was pretty good. I really just feel like let's just start caring for everybody. You know, you never know.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
You're going to get a
Brandy.
Kleenex out now?
Yes.
You're going to play
please.
violins?
I love
and
my
be all-
city council members.
You know, I have an issue with any group of electeds
Yep.
who regularly use the word echo.
Huh?
I echo my colleagues, blah, blah, blah. I echo those same thoughts. Stop echoing.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people echoing. I want to hear your thoughts.
We need an after show so I can let her rip.
I think, well,
We need something.
we can't find a good name for an after show that
Right.
doesn't sound like an adult movie.
Yeah, so
Right?
Okay.
so if you
No, this is like a little behind the scenes tidbit here. This is a problem we've had.
Yeah.
We've been trying to like Trina and Brandy after dark. No.
No.
That sounds like
No,
we're
no.
taking our clothes off. Trina and Brandy on the couch. No, we can't do that. Wait, drinks with Trina and Brandy. No, that just
No,
sounds
because
like...
I don't drink, but we could start.
Oh, shut up. Everybody drinks. You don't have to drink alcohol. We're working on some names. We're tossing some ideas around. And,
So if you got any,
no, we'll come up with something.
send 'em
But
our way.
we are also working on the format for a crime show.
crime show and some other cool things in the works to come.
Absolutely.
Some amazing guests coming up. With that being said, I want to give a clue for our next week's guest.
Okay, give a clue.
So if you think you might know, comment. Like, let us know. Talk to us. That's what this is about. A clue for next week's guest. She and I share the same name.
You want to start that again?
Blah, blah, blah. She and I share the same
There we
first
go.
name. We went to school together. And she is the driving force behind one of Plover's annual biggest events. Who is it? All right. On closing, I really don't have much to close. I kind of, if you don't have anything nice, don't say it at all.
You're not going to say your buy the things, do the things spiel?
I think I need to change it this
All
week. I
right.
really do. And I have no updates on Luke Combs.
Man,
I had to say it because we haven't brought it up in a while. All right.
I guess the only thing I can say is, be good.
Behave
And if you can't be good, at least stay out of the police reports.
and be respectful.
That's your thing.
I'm trying. We're trying. We're going to get you
You can be
softy.
respectful. You don't have to necessarily be soft and gentle and
Okay.
all nicey nice. You can be
We're trying. We're going to.
hard and be respectful at the same time.
Right. See?
So if you're going to pop off on social media, know what the hell you're talking about before you do.
Ooh.
Have a great night,
Have a
everybody.
good Thursday night on
See you next
Thirsty
Thursday.
Thursday.
Take care.
Woohoo!
Red Hot Takes LLC presents Red Hot Takes Portage County. Special thanks to guest Dean Shuda. Directed by Carl Rosenthal, written by Brandy Makuski and Trina Dorn. Co-produced by Brandy Makuski, Trina Dorn, and Carl Rosenthal. Music by Alexis Walton. Copyright 2026 Red Hot Takes LLC. All rights reserved. Filmed at Create Portage County Maker Studio in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.